We are looking at downtown Williamsburg. Big old place for history buffs. As you can see, there's a battlefield right there. Actually, it's a fort protecting the revolutionaries from non-revolutionaries, I guess. Not really familiar with my history. They're all original buildings, all completely fixed up. Over here is a shoemaker who kicked me out for not having a pass. And over here is a bicycle from the 1600s, I think that is. Something like that, 1600s bicycle. Yeah. I'm gonna pan around here. We are going, this is the Governor's Palace, what you're going to see here in a second as we come into view across the courtyard. Actually a pretty nice structure, and there it is. I'm trying to zoom in on it best we can. Get some good footage of it. I imagine since it's called the Governor's Palace is where the governor lived, or I think the king of the colony back then. Probably make myself sound pretty ignorant on this video because I really don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm using a pretty good, I'm just using the words in my favor. I'm word playing, I guess. There's the governor. And there is a little Jace yelling at me, pushing a stroller. Okay. Looks like a bag boy, doesn't he? He's got a raincoat strapped over top of his runner there. Alright. Pretty sure these trees are all 400 years old too. Oh, original trees. And these are the original carriages and horse-drawn carriages. Back then they only had like 1 and 2 horse carriages. Now they're like 200 and 300 horse carriages. So that's that. And zoom in over here, we got some old colonials dressed up in costume. They are walking all over the place. It's pretty gnarly, pretty gnarly. Pretty sure the governor's mansion is, just gonna guess here, is the exact spot where the Mayflower landed. Not really sure. Pretty sure that's what it's all about. The Mayflower landing here. Yeah, and over here is where that house right over here in the distance, see the roof of it? That's where Lewis and Clark lived. Right there. He lived in that building, that house right there. That's Lewis and Clark's house. Right there. Yeah, and then I'm gonna swing on around over here to this brick structure. That's where Pocahontas hung out a lot. It was right there. That's Pocahontas' house. Right there. So now you guys know that. Right there. Yeah, and the governor, of course, he lived there. I'm pretty sure with Sacagawea and you know, Napoleon. I think they all partied there together. And then I think that's about it. Right here, Christopher Columbus. Pretty sure that's where he lived. So that's my history lesson for you guys today. So I hope that you guys learned something as I did. But this is Williamsburg, Virginia. This is the colony of Williamsburg. And I am Jason Ribby submitting this to you. And we will talk to you in a little while.
Exactly. The bus stop's a little closer. That other that's where the two ladies were.
Hey, this is Jason, and actually standing in front of the governor's mansion now in Williamsburg, Virginia. This is where Napoleon used to live, I'm pretty sure, even though he was French. But as you can see behind me, there is the governor's mansion. On the other side of the courtyard now, it's a big, long building. I'm actually going to pan it out here for you. See? And you can see they're actually all dressed up in costume, and they're first form of discrimination I just learned back in the 1600s. I actually have to have a pass to access these areas, and I don't have one, so I'm being discriminated against already. In bicentennial times, I and my family are being discriminated against. So I'm just throwing that out there for all you YouTubers out there. Just thought it was kind of comical how the problem existed even 400 years ago. Can we not get along, everybody? Honestly, can we just try to all mesh into society as one? Here's the governor's mansion. It even says right on top of the flag, right there. If you look, it says GB, governor's mansion, right there. See, I'm a smart fellow right there. I'm a fart smeller. Shauna didn't like that comment. She's laughing at me. She thinks I'm stupid. She don't laugh at my jokes. But I'm funny. That's all there is to it. I'm funny. And going up here by the gate to the governor's mansion. Once again, I do want to remind you all that I cannot get into the year because I did not buy the pass. So I am open. I am actually being discriminated against. I'm going to throw that out there one more time. But here's the front gate to it. And there is the other half of the grounds. And then, so you go look all the way down, panning across, governor's mansion. You see Shauna, and it goes all the way down. You can't even see it from this angle. And then if you keep turning around, down here is where I was standing before. Right about where those people are walking with the umbrella right there. They're also being discriminated against, I bet you. So that's the governor's mansion, right there. And then there's some little houses and stuff along the side. And there we go.
I was looking forward to having a day without any arguing. Yep, I was. That didn't work out either, did it?
Hi, Dan.
You know, this is Jason again, coming from the governor's palace. And I just wanted to say that I feel a little bamboozled, a little bit. I'm glad I didn't buy that path that we talked about earlier. I just must say that they lived good back then. I mean, let me show you a few things that I've discovered while walking through this 1600 year building. They had fire hydrants. I see they have electrical. See the electrical running up the telephone poles? They have sewage. There's a sewer over there. So I'm feeling a little bamboozled. I think there's a conspiracy going on here. I really haven't quite touched base with it yet, but there's definitely something going on. Look at light poles. There's a light pole right there. Roofing shingles. Vinyl windows. Just to point out a few things. So anybody out there, we might be having to rewrite the history books a little bit here, because what they told me in high school was a little wrong.
With fluorescent bulbs.
Yeah, look at street lights, fluorescent bulbs. Look at that right there. So they were energy efficient back then. That's awesome. So that's awesome. So anyhow, I just wanted to add that in there. There's Shauna and Jace pushing the stroller, and coming to you from the governor's palace in Williamsburg. I bet you they're even wearing underwear.